I forgot I was muted here. G'day. I am back with another cast. This time we have a Division B West game, which I made sure to update before I actually started this game. But I did forget to capitalize the W. Probably my biggest mistake here is forgetting to capitalize the W. But it is the illustrious Moist Weenus. It really can be used as that, every time I try to put my go a emote on, it says the go isn't big enough, so I have to redo it and restream again. But yes, the illustrious Moist Weenus did request 2 casts in a row, being Cloud of Mines Daybreak versus Roll1 and Cloud of Mines versus Team Rainbow Strike. Go. So here is the first one of those maps. Thank you, Raka, for sharing 69 bits. Greatly appreciate it. So for this series, we do see Daybreak did ban out both Ultrac Pass and Dragonshire, which is a bit disappointed. We can see Roll1 Esports ban out Braxis, very disappointed, and Cursed Hollow. And that leads us to another Map 1 Towers of Doom. This is the second Map 1 Towers of Doom I've had today, which is very interesting considering it's not something you see all that often. It's definitely, you see it often enough, but it's not the most picked one that we see. So we are going to be getting into the game in a few moments. So what we're going to do... Well, actually, now by the looks of things, the game actually loaded quick. So I'm going to swap on over now. Right, and for the side of CM Daybreak, we have Weenus on the Li Ming, Rakim, Stukov, Aaron. Very interesting. I do like just like the simple names, like Aaron as the Joanna. Emtino is on the Dahaka, and Tiger on the... I can't remember her name. Kira. On the other side, we do have Mongoose on Greymane. Zad on the Hogger. Velvet is on Rhaegar. Rock Your W on... What's their name? Varian and Poe. Rounding things out on the Kael'thas. Is it hard to get into the casting? I think the hardest... Winners may agree, but I think the hardest thing is just starting. The hardest thing is just wanting to open up the stream and actually do it. In terms of if you have the game knowledge or not, I am not the best at the game. I just like talking a lot. I like this. No, I don't like the sound of my own voice. No, I do just like the game, and I have a fairly good understanding of how to play it, even if I don't know... Even if I don't implement that knowledge of how to play it. But yeah, Kira plus Joanna is definitely an interesting one, because if you get Unrelenting Strikes and a good combination of Blessed Shield into... Also, Zad's getting very low. Zad is very low, nice heal by Velvet. Into a kind of Blessed Shield into Condemn into Unrelenting Strike. So it does a lot of damage, but we also see Mongoose having to back off the camp. And this is a Varian comp. Things can get bullied out pretty quickly. I mean, as long as your brother's computer can stream and he has good enough internet to... As long as he can use like OBS or something and he's good enough he's good enough web for streaming, that could be pretty good. It would be, yes, but into this composition, that is usually... It's not necessarily an easy thing, because Varian does have that point and click taunt, and can actually make it quite difficult for Kira to get that off. So you really need actually to blow up the tank first, which is a lot harder to do with Falling Sword. Albeit, I don't know what Aaron is going to go here, so it is hard for me to say. But Blessed Shield... In the time it takes for Blessed Shield to happen, you need to use it for peel, as Varian can otherwise blow up the Kira... The Varian can otherwise blow up the Kira or whoever is chosen while Joanna is in the sky. So there is a bit of a, yeah, sure, it could be ideal Falling Sword, but it could also backfire if the team just choose to all-in the Kira or the Li Ming while that happens. But also we see a lot of damage coming out early. Blessed Shield, Subdue complete. That's really early. Rock Your W is going to feel the price for it and goes down. Yes, I do understand that it makes people unstoppable underneath, but then you're also not going for the backline like you're intending to if you're running that combination. So you either have to unstop the taunt and not go for the backline, which your Kira wants to, or you're going to have to go for the back line and accept that someone's going to get taunted. That's kind of a two mindsets there. But yeah, I am... yeah, Peach has definitely been taken in by Venus and myself. They're doing very well. Yeah, Peach does every now and again. I don't know if Peach has done a solo cast. I want her to do one before the end of the season. We also see Poe and Rackham as fighting bottom. All while there are 3 members top between Rock Your W. You can do a solo cast, Peach. We see Velvet, Zed, and Rock Your W trying to zone out people bottom. Now we can see Kira swinging around onto Poe. Poe doesn't have the Mana Addict yet, so they are going to be escaping. That is going to be them going down to the bleed. Mongoose is now going to have to dive out of danger. Don't necessarily know if they fight 1v1 on Tiger very well. Meanwhile, we can see there's actually still a fight going down top. Tahaka got taken down. Greymane next. Well, Venus, you actually need to cast is probably the issue here. Venus does also throw an orb for good riddance. Greymane gets taken down by Valkyria, all while Stukov coming up. They will be able to stall out Velvet as there is that silence pool directly under them. Rackham is going to be the one in firing line. And now we see Emtino is going to be going... Actually, no, we see Velvet is Tiger on top of him. Tiger's just constantly in the back line doing what they will. Nice stun by Poe. Velvet picks up a globe and we see Hogger goes down. Then we see the... Rhaegar going down, followed by Kira at the end, taken out by the Nexus forces. And all that for the first objective itself. Look, Raka, no one's expecting you to cast after you've had the flu. Like, that's a rough one at that. I think I did one cast while I was sick and went, nah, I'm out. I'm just going to peace out for the rest of the day. And just kind of dip. Good check by Rocky W on that front push. Aaron, however, looking to get aggressive. We do see that damage follow-up. Not quite there as taunt didn't happen. And that is a good camp clear. Yeah, hopefully, Raka, you are feeling much better now. I did know that you were on the up and up again. Aaron is in the middle of everything. No taunt for them. Poe taking a decent amount of damage from the Venus. And I did not think that was going to tether on by Tiger. That looks like Poe was out of range and it barely wanted to grab it. Peer pressure, Venus got it. Yeah, Venus, why aren't you casting Clouded Mind's Daybreak? Come on, man. You're actually in the right time zone. Oh, that is a good tether by Tiger. Once again, Tiger's doing excellent on this. We can see that's Greymane down. We can see that's Rhaegar going down. Poe is also getting relatively low. You can see Blessed Shield has been picked up by Joanna, but that is still Rocky W going down. Blessed Shield not being used there. But yeah, Rhaegar did an excellent cleanse onto the Chaos Fist with that tether, which I can never remember what it's actually called. Sweeping Strike? Revolving Sweep. That is bottom tower going down now. Zad backing out. Realizing they can't quite be here, but now it's an awkward spot for the side of Roll1 as they are down 10s. In fact, they're down 3 levels at the current point in time. So we do see Tiger is going up to get some soak and see if they can continue that trend of, well, level priority? Increased level, higher level cap? I don't know. I don't know what's a good way to put that. You see the side of Roll1 Esports going, yep, you can have those objectives. We're not in a spot we can push in. We're just going to try get this building back. See Joanna stepping up, I imagine. We're going to see Blessed Shield coming up in a few moments, so that will be used, likely. Koala, Venus is literally... This is Venus. This here is Venus. Alright, I'm going to zoom back out. And we're going to see that wave just being pushed in. So we do have 10s. I didn't quite talk about all of them. We do have a Floating Swipe Stukov. We have the Blessed Shield Joanna, Beam Li Ming, Isolation on Dahaka, and we actually have Final Strike on the... I can't remember her name, also on Kira. So I was wrong. It's not Unrelenting Strikes. Sorry about that. I also have to say I apologize to Duck. I apologize to you, Ducky, if I did come off as a little bit too rude. I'm sorry, that was not my intention. If I did seem too rude to you, so I do apologize about that. We do see now 10s are also picked up by Roll1 Esports. As mentioned, we did have the taunt picked up at level 4. Heroic, as the Heroic is a lot earlier for variant itself. Yeah, is Moist Venus available? This is just regular Venus. But we do see a pushback into Rocky W. Rocky W August Spot does taunt Tiger. Tiger now in danger. We do see a nice Blessed Shield from Aaron, stopping Mongoose mid-dive. Unrelenting Strike coming out. Doesn't quite... Oh, no, Unrelenting. Final strike coming out, doesn't quite find anything. Of course you would. But now we can see that people are trying to be a step back, and we also see, I forgot to mention, answer to healing Rhaegar, the Curse Bullet Greymane, which does lead a lot into this variant blow-up. The person standing still can take a bullet to the face pretty easily, as Greymane does have that big bullet to blow up. I can't say that other B word because I don't feel fine swearing. To blow up people with. We do also see that there is the Flame Strike, not Flame Strike, Pyroblast, and the Waterpult on Hogger. On the left side, we do see Siege Camp is also picked up by the side of CM Daybreak. CM Daybreak looking to go in. And that's the first time that Roll1 Esports have managed to been able to get their building back. It's been a little bit an interesting. Venus has gone Glass Cannon. I guess they are going to be all builds, so they're not planning getting caught out by the taunt. But one flanking Hogger or one good Hogger Waterpult. And that is a endangered Li Ming. They are trying to walk their sappers in once again. There they go. Getting a good chunk of damage in. Velvet backing up. They're not wanting to quite go down yet. But no, that is a good push so far from CM Daybreak. CM Daybreak's looking very clean this series. I do know that Roll1 Esports did move up to Div B from Div C last season, but they've still done pretty well this season, all considering. Tiger getting Pyroblasted. They are building their armor thanks to their level 4. That auto attack build can do a lot to get through a decent amount. Good swipes onto Velvet. Velvet goes down. Vakira bleed 5 in the end, so that means there's no heals for the rest of the team. That's a good tongue biter Haka. That's Poe now in danger. Poe realizing they don't have long left to live. Hogger, Zad trying to go in, but no, they realize it's probably not the best place for them either and rolls on out. Poe now in trouble, does get taken out by the silence of Rakim, because we do see Stukov is that silence build that has been such a pest for a while. And this building will now be found. I say they should be patient here, so they do get it. The building over on their side. But you can see it goes down now. That we do see Emtino now starting channeling the objective as well. That's another 5 shots. It's a very unfortunate barrage onto Roll1's core, where Roll1 constantly has 5 shots coming in after 5 shots coming in after 5 shots coming in. They're at 12 health now, and this is not quite a 40-0, but it's still definitely a rough spot. Velvet, you don't want to be there, friend, because we do see a lot of damage coming out. There's the Blessed Shield, and there's a kick onto Rhaegar, and Rhaegar goes down. And g'day, Rakim. Hope you are doing well today. Oh! Well-placed orb by Li Ming, actually finding Mongoose halving in core. And I don't think Mongoose is necessarily happy about that, reliving that one. Fortunately, I don't think they're here to see it, because otherwise they'd be like, I don't want to see this right now. But that is, that's a little bit of a blow-up from Venus. Yeah, Moist Venus in the chat calling out Venus, saying that was very rude of him. Camp being picked up by CM Daybreak, and we do see now Roll1 is having to figure out how they get around all the damage. Like, there is just so much coming in. Blessed Shield makes it much harder for them to do anything. I've just realized I got him pinged. Why do I always get pings when I start casting? Oh, someone's saying thank you. I just called out Rakim and Venus knows he doesn't do that. Excellent. We can now see Tiger does use the final strikes. No one quite low enough for the damage bonus to take anyone down. But we are still in a commanding spot. They still have a talent tier advantage. These 3 objectives, even 2 of these 3 objectives can end. Nice taunt by on Joanna. Aaron actually taking a lot for it. We heard the Curse Bullet use, I'm going to back them out. And now we see objective coming up mid. For the side of Roll1, I say should probably make their way top instead. This is a kind of more risky play going here. We can now see Ancestral coming out onto Mongoose. Mongoose goes down. Zad goes down. That's basically everyone except Zad goes down. So we have Mongoose, Poe, Velvet, and I can't remember the tank's name. But that is the core. Going to the final shots. Well, wait, no, there it is.
Enough of this charade.
Yep, there it is. And that will be the first game of the series going on over to CM Daybreak. Good start to the series for them. And I will be changing over to my game somebody's screen, and we'll have a look at how it went. So, very commanding game by CM Daybreak. Well, Roll1 Esports had a few moments where they did have some good spots, but it was very hard for Roll1 Esports to really push into CM Daybreak, as they had so much damage, and Blessed Shield did make it very difficult for them to push in. I will give it that I wasn't expecting the final strike. I did definitely expect the unrelenting strikes, especially with how this objective works and how there's usually a lot of grouping, but Tiger still made it work. I do really much like that auto attack build. And Weenus, very lucky no one like Hogger was able to catch him out with that glass cannon. Otherwise, things were very standard this time around. Interesting Rhaegar build. Interesting combination of things. I know the stacking talent at level 1 is not ideal. There is Koala, also Rackham in the game, whose name I've said a few times. Just pointing it out. But, what the hell? Are you guys talking about Harry Potter stuff? I tried to play in Sorting House, said I was a muggle and kicked me out. Hat. Weenus is not set for magic by the look of things. Poor Weenus. Anyway, looking at stats, everything else kind of looks standard. The thing that's most interesting to me is Velvet's build, but it is a good single target survivability tool. We also have a look here. We see Weenus had most damage for CM Daybreak, which Weenus, I did remember to use the right CM symbol this time, considering what happened last time. We also see Emptino had a good amount of siege. Similar Hogger did very well as well, and we can see that reflected in terms of the experience gained, very close. I remember doing a Pottermore quiz many years back to all the Hufflepuffs in chat. I was not a Hufflepuff, I was a Gryffindor. Yeah, surprising. Also going to continue talking about stats. We do see Velvet did a decent amount of healing, a little bit more than Rackham, but a lot of these team fights were very quick, and people died very quickly. So that was not much healing that could be done in a lot of these team fights. But it was a very good map from CM Daybreak, very controlling. But we'll have to see what they can do in the next one. So let's go on to map view. And let's see if either of these teams have betrayed my trust and picked Infernal Shrines. I hope none of them have picked Infernal Shrines, because I would be very disappointed, and I'm not going to be casting Weenus again if they have. But good. Weenus hasn't made me cast Infernal Shrine, so they get to be casted another day. No, Weenus, it doesn't work for you. No, it doesn't. And it's not Infernal Shrines anyway, it is... What is this map called again? Sky Temple. It's in front of me. I don't know why. I was like, what is this map called? I've never seen this map before. It's Sky Temple. I played it on it a lot. I feel like one of the few people who do really like Sky Temple. It is, one of the... I think it's a fun map. I think it's a really fun map. It's good. It's good for objective fights. It does reward some split push. I'm not even Hufflepuff Peach. But we do now see we are into the game, so let me switch on over because we can hear the Snake Man talking in the background. I like Sky Temple because it's daytime. I'm really a nighttime sort of fan myself. Anyway, we do see Velvet on my favorite hero, Uther, which we are having a solid support Uther, so it may be difficult, but we'll see how it goes. Zed is on the Rexar, Mongoose, Grey Main once again. Rock Your W is on the Tyrael and Poe rounding things out on the Kalthus once again. On the other side, we do have Rackham on the... Anduin kind of running with their scissors held out, as we see Anduin just holding the sword in front of him at all times. Aaron has gone Joanna once again. We see Weenus on the Leeming once again. Tiger on the very endangered fall there once again. Entino once again on the Dahaka. I like Sky Temple because pew, pew, pew. The scientific, very calculated message there by Weenus. Our healing fruit has never had sound on her computer. What? Our healing fruit? What does that mean? Okay. I don't know what healing fruit means, but we do see double rotations coming out from both teams. We do have a little bit of advantage for... Oh, that makes so much sense. Yep. I was honestly sitting here like going... What does it mean? Do you play without sound, Peach? Did I miss something? Does Peach play without sound? Anyway, we can see camp being picked up by the side of Roll1 Esports. They are getting off to a very good macro start to the game. They're actually seeing what they can pick up. Mongoose didn't actually quite have their auto attack there. Okay, you're just making me think Peach was also playing without sound. I'm like, wait, what? I don't think Raka is type of fruit Raka. Well, no, I don't think it's. I guess I'm a fruit as well, and I also play healer a lot. Yeah, actually, no, I am. So I'm just going to keep going back and forth. So we do see camp being cleared out by Poe. Poe, unfortunately, is not the best one to clear it. But yeah, I realize I'm, albeit considering what I played in NGS, not indicating as much. Okay, Zed up. Good choice. I am a healer main at heart, and I'm also a fruit. So I guess there is some credence to the healing fruits. Oh yeah, I'm also a bust, so don't know where quite severe. Meanwhile, top is being pushed by Velvet and Mongoose. We can see bottom was being pushed by the side of CM Daybreak. So I do like this opening for CM Daybreak. I do really like running bottom, getting camp, then getting this top camp essentially as soon as this one's done, and just pushing with your bruiser camp. Because you can get a lot of value here, and you then want to do the top camp. I do also think, though, that they probably should have had then just Rexar double soaking the whole time and leaving the rest of the team just to push top. But it doesn't need to be the case. Because now that you are wanting to do the top objective, that's where you're going to get the most value at this point. Because the towers and the gate is already down. You have these shots pushing straight onto this building. As I like to call it, the Dax strat. Because that's what Dax taught me. Which, I know he is back and around. I haven't seen him cast anything. He's just enjoying the game in his own time, playing. I think he's playing on a team this season. I just can't remember what. I think he changed team, and I can't remember what he changed to. But no, we are going to see objectives being traded. Zad trying to bully out Emtino. Emtino can get on top of Zad, is probably an important thing to note. It's one of the bruisers that can turn it into a skill matchup. But Rexar really does turn everything into a skill matchup. Just Emtino is one of the ones that can collapse on top. Zad is going, maybe I don't want to be directly in front of Tiger and Venus, because there's a lot of damage can come in. The bear eats the glow orb. I actually have to say, pretty good Zad spreading from his bear as well. It's meaning that Roll is taking a little bit longer to stack that crash lightning at level 1 than you would expect. And that is a good objective trade. We do see that Roll1 Esports now has the actual structural advantage, as they did take out mid top already. And that's why I do like that opening two things. I'll talk about other talents. We do have boo, not the 7 as well. I was like, we do have Quest, not Quest from Tiger. Yeah, Roll1 is having a very good opening. Other things to note is we do have the enhanced agility to Haka, so he's been able to move quicker when he touches bushes for 5 seconds. We also have Subdue Joanna and the Piercing Light Anduin, which Joanna hasn't quite finished their quest as quickly this time around. They finished your quest basically by the end of level 4 last time. Rakim walked through a bush. Fortunately, the bear was not in position to find them. We somehow didn't get a stack of Piercing Light in all of that. You can see now that that is going to be Aaron taking a lot of damage. And next objective should be called in the next 20 seconds or so. Other quests to note, we do have the... Also, Joe didn't get their Subduvia, which is insane to me considering how much bodies were on that one little objective. Aaron trying to get people out. Barely falling short there. Nice stunt onto Tiger. Tiger now eating a lot of damage for their hubris, and they go down. Rocky W getting a lot of damage out. Mongoose as well. I was going to say no other quests. We do see the Wave of Light, which is what I like to use as Uber as level 1. Albeit I prefer Cleanse over Guardian of the Ancient Kings at 7. Otherwise, we do see also stacking globes is the Rexar. They're wanting 10 of those. Well, they're needing 15 more of those to get 15 armor and extra regen. As well as we do see Mana Addict being stacked by Kalefist at level 1. And I think it's called Hunter Gatherer on the Rexar as well, who is top, so they won't be down here for the fight. They will really need to make their way down now. 10s are through the side of... You get yelled at for what? We do see that is Leeming taking a lot of damage, blowing up immediately. Would you get yelled at like that, Peach, for Venus just dying? If Tiger doesn't complete Crash Lightning, he's cut. I should have seen it and made a prediction on it. It's like, does X get finished? Because that's something that isn't tracked. You see Zad now in trouble. They do get collapsed on by... They didn't get Crash Lightning stack there either, so I don't know how well this is going for Zad, for Tiger. Zad does get out safely, which is very good considering it was Misha lagging behind them. But I do like the choice of... They're just a team of big flirts, aren't they? No, that's a fair enough statement. Zad take a lot of damage. Venus does find it with the beam at the end. Actually, really, just before it was about to burn out. But no, that is adorable. They do say that. That is Rock Your W coming up. Tiger has been left alone. Does drop the Earthquake. We do see the... I don't know about that Sanct, as we do see Sanctification drop. Ufa, Dig, or D-Show is another thing to note. We see that Pyroblast does find Thrall in the end. But we will see Isolation go out to Velvet. Right, camp is up top. And that looks like to be where they're going to go. And I do have to say, while Roll1 Esports is on a good advantage currently, this is where things get scary for them. Because they have a lot of defensive ults, but it can be very aggressive by the side of CM Daybreak. Because we do see things like Blessed Shield and Anduin's Light Bomb. Both very good. Okay, Rackham has yet to complete either of his quests, so this is a bold position you're taking, Rackham. We do also see the Disintegrate, Isolation, and Earthquake on the rest of them. And for the other side, we see Sanctification, Divine Shield, Unleash for Boars, Curse Bullet, and Pyroblast, which Tiger did get found by Pyroblast before. Okay, so what I'm finding out is Peach's team is much better at protecting Peach than Koala's husband is at protecting Koala in this game. Right, we do see the rest of the team backing up. They are wanting to make sure they're not going to go down there. And we see they pick up 13s a little bit earlier, so they are keeping the foot down on the experience. And now it's going to be a double ejective phase. It can just be that Roll1 does trade out. They are an advantage. They don't need both. Rexar is the one in danger. We see Earthquake going down. Zad is going down before they can find anything else. I think Ufa was running there. D-Shield ready just to see it not quite find Tiger. Tiger does get pulled, but they will be fine. But they will... He had 100 health? Oh, I saw it go to 1. I saw the health hit 1 for a very brief moment. Yep. The Sword of Rock Your W actually set Thrall to 1. So that one heal that went off and the little few ticks of healing that went out by the... Okay, yeah, fair enough. Really, Venus is actually just rickrolling everyone. Don't click it. He's never gonna give you up. Blocking field coming out by Rock Your W. We do see them back out, which is interesting because you know that is a 4v4 bottom. So I don't know if it was correct for Roll1. I don't know if that was a correct play. We do see that Rexar took out top. From my understanding, when there has been BlizzCons and people have made their way there have been attempts. Yeah. I'd say when there are in-person ones is the thing, because it's been, of course, a little bit since an in-person BlizzCon. And it's going to be even longer until we get another Heroes of the Storm event at BlizzCon. I believe they are having one this year, yes. But back to what's happening. We do see Boss being picked up by CM Daybreak. And Roll1 seem a little bit unsure of what to do in this late game. They are going to, mid game I should say, they are going to be tearing open mid fort. They will have to they are going to have to deal with Boss bottom. And it will go down. We do see that defense coming out from Aaron and Emtino. Good call from Voshu just to back, because you didn't need a full team to back, just enough to scare off Roll1. Which Roll1 does seem to be playing very cagey in this mid game. They're wanting to make sure that their lead doesn't go to waste, but in doing that, their lead has been diminished. They now have a lot they need to deal with. Because they have boss they need to deal with, structures are even. Structures are about to be not as even because this boss... Obviously got still a little bit of advantage in terms of structures, but boss is going to very much make things not that way. We're at a point where I imagine we're going to see Roll1 go top again for this next objective phase. Oh, it's hard to hear, Koala. That would have been so cool if you did join. Okay, yeah, good point, actually. You know what? Now you say it out loud. Very good point, all considering. Anyway, we do see camps are up for the side of CM Daybreak. They'll be picking up their own siege. Rackham's still running with their scissors, meaning they haven't gone down quite yet. Tiger Aaron holding very aggressive. But now we can see the rest of the team joining in. And that is a good light bomb. Even better sanctification, however, as Tiger goes down. What was going to be a very good shield for them means not. And we do see Misha is going to get dropped. Mongoose running away in a bush, hiding. And we now see everyone out safely. Everyone except Misha and Thrall. Which, I'm going to just update Rackham and Venus. They did actually complete Frostwolf Pack. So they have completed that quest, so they've at least done that one. They do have a little bit to go for Crash Lightning. They've got another 20 stacks they need for that. And they also have picked up the Thunderstorm at level 16. So they do have that coming in the late game. And interesting, I thought that Roll1 were going to go top. I'm surprised they didn't. They're just going to be getting mid instead, which mid is basically a full structure. So I don't know about this play. I think you wanted to go top and get that passive pressure through. Extra passive pressure through. Okay, he loves dings, but he didn't go the Wind Fury weapon Talon at level 7, so I don't know about that. No, we see it's just a constant smattering of abilities coming on through. Venus has a very good angle there to throw things in, because they did go the Arcane Orbit, so they do have very long orbs, and we can see Venus. We can see now that it's just the constant poke damage from Venus forced out the side of Roll1 Esports. This late game for CM Daybreak doing very well so far. We can see that now 2-1 structure's gone down for the side of Roll1. They are the first to lose a keep. These are keeps, right? Good. Oh, I hate this sometimes. Right, we do see camp being cleared by the side of CM Daybreak. They're doing pretty well at that. Meanwhile, top, we do consider another put. Oh, Aaron has found everyone. Aaron reveals himself. Aaron is alone. No benediction available for Velvet there, or at least even if it wasn't quite used in time, because Aaron basically instantly popped Iron Skin the moment they could, and any other stun would have been eaten there. Nice stun once again. We see Emtino is one of Fire Line. Blessed Shield stopping both Tyrael and the Bear. Emtino going back in, but D-Shield once again keeping them from getting stunned. Emtino and Tiger once in trouble, but Tiger does have his spell armor this time. Yeah, damage is greatly reduced, but it looks like Emtino is one of the Fire Line now, goes down. And now we're in a very good spot for Roll1 Esports, which you can just either run up this building, quickly pick up Bruiser Camp, which Venus, I think, is going to about to help them with. Venus did help a little bit with that camp. Venus is helping. It's good to see Venus has decided to play a little bit for Roll1 Esports today as they help from clear a camp. We do now see that it is the team pushing in top. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate knowledge you. And also welcome Rodney, hope you're doing well today. We see Rocky W is going to be going straight onto the building. They want that down to even things out. There's a single altar phase. Curse Bullet coming out doesn't quite find its mark. There was none of that. There's no hitting sound. Tiger all well managed to get 6 extra stacks, so they are looking more and more towards like they're going to be completing it. Nice DU shield pops on Ufa, however they're next to Tiger, and that is going to be damaged when they come out of it, which they can see they're going to go down now. Ufa does have healing. They can choose to keep the bear alive, but it is Rocky W looking to be in danger next. Zad also, Zad is at 200 health, does get by blind. Emtino is on top of him. That is them going down now as well. And that is a good 3 kills by the side of CM Daybreak. That is exactly what you were wanting. And now this temple is essentially yours for free. But it looks like they are making a call for boss, which is coming up now, which I've never seen it actually exit the boss hole before, which is Tomb of the Spider Queen underneath them. But no, we are just going to get a lot of bottom lane pressure coming in. So we see that it is the siege camp picked up. We can see boss being picked up. Venus doing their best to start it as well. And middle, we do see that Emtino is on the objective. It's Venus, no. Venus, no. Venus, no. We do see Emtino has been starting the middle objective. So now there is a lot of macro pressure that Roll1 team deal with. They already dealt with the camp mid bottom. They do now have to deal boss bottom as well as the other siege camp. But this is looking to be a very dire position for... But this is the second boss. But we do now see that it is going to be the Sky Temple Guardian pushing in. I think it's called Sand Golem, pushing in the bottom lane. Getting torn pretty apart pretty quickly. Mongoose is a pretty good hero for that. Greymane, very good at just burning single targets. But we do see 20s for both teams so while they're resetting. So we do see that it is the Censure on the Anduin, so double pierce, double... You already have the piercing light, so may as well have more stuns. We also see Rexar drops Unleash for Boars, and that is actually kill command on them, as that was a root on it. However, Venus did blink out of danger. But once again, they're glass cannon, so they very much have to make sure they are out of danger. I think so. We do have the Radiating Faith Joanna, so the 5-man Blessed Shields. Telrash's elements on not Rexar, on Li Ming. Apex Predator and Dahaka, so more movement. And we can see Irvin shielding on the floor, which I think is what's called. Irvin shields. Sorry, it's so close. On that, we do see Holy Arena picked up Tyrael, Redemption, Uther. Building going down, by the way, all while this fight is going on. Kill Commander Rexar. Hunter's Bundle Blossom of Greymane. And rounding things out, we have the Flamethrower Kael'thas. Yeah, Misha's not having a good life. I may call Peter on Zad there. They're not really treating their animals correctly. But we're now in a position where Roll1 Esports do need to fight. They can't just give the objective away. If they give both objectives away, I'm readjusting so my camera looks shoddy. If they give both objectives away, they're going to be in a rough spot. Good take of the camp. We see Aaron going in. Nice light bomb as well. That's a nice double stun. See, that is now all in danger. Going to close this. That is a great Holy Arena coming out. And that is Earthquake once again finding a lot of things. And we do see that it's Thrall going down first. We can see that it's Joe going down next. Zarok QW is very low, however. But they are going to run down Imtano, but doesn't quite find it. That was an excellent sanctification because that was such a rough spot to be in if you were Roll1 Esports. If you did not have that sanctification, you probably lost everyone there. Nice dodge of the orb. Venus couldn't quite find anyone that time. But as I said, they need essentially these structures to be evened up. And this is a good objective to do. So middle, most important for them because it gets mid and top in one. And not even a quarter of the shot. And just about a quarter of the shots, actually. But there is still shots going directly onto the core of Roll1 Esports. So CM Daybreak is going to be in a position where they can get a quick team fight or even a backdoor and they will win. But Roll1 does have their own win conditions open. It will take them a little bit of time for the objective one to happen. Nice spell armor. Oh! That's unfortunate. However, Joanna respawned in time, so it's not going to quite be the easiest finish for Roll1 Esports. They do still have a decent amount to go with. Also, keep in mind, we have 24 stacks of Crash Lightning, and yeah, there's a very unfortunate burrow there by... Brush Stalk there by the Dahaka. Boss coming up in another minute 30. This... Oh my god, really unfortunate Dahaka. Wait, can you even zoom in to show the... Can you show that if you zoom in? It never increases in size. It always stays the same. Interesting to note. But yeah, literally Kael'thas just... Yep, I see what I said apparently. Yeah, we got the children out in the chat today. Alright, it is going to be... Let me zoom out one more stage. It is going to be Roll1 Esports now kind of coming into their own in the late game once again. They had a rough mid game, but this late game is looking very good. But that's because Tyrael has actually been on top with those Sanks. So they may as well keep doing well with it. But they're not getting too aggressive. They realize they need those for the team fights. They can't afford to go down without it. So they need to wait for when Earthquake's dropped, when Light Bomb's coming out. They need to be patient with it. They can't force things with this kind of setup they have. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. And good orb, taking out that Sand Giant. We're just getting a lot of passive play. There is not a lot to do on the map at the present point in time. There are two objectives up shore, and Roll1 Esports are forced into a position once again where they need to find a fight. They can't give all the shots over to Roll1. They can't give all the shots over to CM Daybreak. They can't even give one of the... They can't even give one of the camps over to the side of... One of the objectives over to the side of CM Daybreak. Oh, there's a light bomb. Good sanctification once again, stopping things coming through. That's all damage coming out, but no one's actually found this time during the sanctification. D-Shield was out onto Greymane, see what they can do. That is 2 down now for the side of Roll1 Esports. You can see Mongoose next on the firing line. They do see that Thrall is going to go down once again. Mongoose barely holding out. Zed is trying their best to escape. Velvet was resurrected by the way with that redemption. Mongoose next on firing line. Velvet gets found with an orb. Aaron's wanting to see if they can take things out with the shield wear, but no, it's looking like Mongoose is next one. Chopping block. Venus finds them. Velvet getting tickled down. Venus may not have had the best tracking, but it doesn't matter, as that is likely going to be the game of the series. Second game of the series, going over to the side of CM Daybreak as well. 2 things on core is not really going to be the core living very long, and it is currently 11:03 AM for me. And that will be the second game of the series, as I said. Well done, CM Daybreak, but that was a much more even map than the first one. That was a real good one. Good Sky Temple indeed. So let me throw it onto the game summary screen and see where we're at for this one. So we're starting with stats this time, apparently, as we do see now Joanna and Kael'thas actually had the most siege for their respective teams. Dahaka and Rex are both very similar as themselves in the offlane. But, it's a big but. We do see that hero damage. Venus did very well, 94k on theirs. And Kael'thas being the highest on their own, being 56k. In terms of soak, we do see very close between Rexar and Dahaka. Healing also very close between the two healers, less than 1,000 points. And yeah, very unfortunate that CMAD was retired, but I do know that a dummy count was put in there, so the team was not deleted. So, looking at talents real quick. Oh, so, Rackham and Venus. Crash Lightning was not completed, by the way, just so you guys are aware. You may be looking for another 4-man player. Tiger may have to retire after this one, as they had 27 out of the 30 necessary stacks for it. I don't make the rules. That's just how it goes. This is the ultimate gambit. Do you complete Crash Lightning, or do you no longer have a team after this game? Tiger and Rackham both go. Oh yeah, Rackham did not send it complete Piercing Light either. Good point. But other than that, it's a relatively standard selection across the board. I'm very interested in the Frostwolf pack in this instance. Oh. I'm sorry, Koala. Don't look at my previous cast of you guys in. But yeah, everything else relatively standard across the board. I do actually like the Arcane Orbit. Venus did get a lot of value out of it. I do like Uther's build, even if I don't quite use what I've used themselves. I would not call Venus family friendly. And I do have to say, Rock Your W was excellent with these sanctifications. They were on top of them, and every time you could see it, just a team fight that looked very good for CM Daybreak just being nullified as one button push, being that what Blessed Shield missed a few times. You see, I don't know if Anduin got to actually hit a light bomb because of that sanctification. Yeah, I say I don't think Anduin got any light bombs to hit just because Sanct cancelled out every time. And even Earthquake, 2 kind of hits of it were nullified because of that sanctification. So very good pickup there, especially Holy Arena did so well at the end. That 1 second increase does a lot, to say the least. So I'm going to go over the map view screen. And I'm going to say we're going to go to yet another Clouded Minds game as well. Oh, thank you, Venus, for cheering 69 bits. As Venus did request 2 different replays to be done, one being Clouded Minds Daybreak and one being, well, CM Daybreak and one being Clouded Minds itself. So we'll be having that series appear next. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself... it's against Team Roper Strike. Go. So what I'm going to do myself is I'm going to put myself in break, fill up my water, quickly use the bathroom. Also, Mixer Yatre, thank you for... Oh, Rackham, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Subs, very much appreciated. Thank you for your support. So, what I will do is I'm going to go on break. I'm going to set up the next map. I'm going to put on a little bit of ad break just because I need to use the bathroom. But I'll be back soon. To everyone watching so far, I hope you've been enjoying this show. And I hope you stick around because I'm sure we'll be doing 1, maybe 2, depending on the series, maybe 3 more casts today. So I'll see things soon.